Hello friends, welcome back to our channel UiPath Bots. In this video, we are going to learn about structure of selectors. Structure of selector. Okay. In our previous videos, we have seen the introduction of selectors and a few videos on the selectors part, right? Now let us learn in detail about the structure of selector. We already learned the meaning of the selector, right? The selectors or the features, the properties of the UiPath activities which are used to identify the UI elements. Selectors will be in XML fragments, right? It contains the path to recognize UI elements, right? Now let us see how the selector looks like. Selectors will be in XML format, right? XML format. Now how the selectors looks like. Let me repeat this. When we want to identify a UI element, the path to that UI element is nothing but an XML which we calling as selectors, right? Now you might have known about the XML. We'll be having some nodes, node 1, node 2, node 3 and so on, right? And node n. So our last one resembles our UI element, our target element, whereas each node contains a tag. Each node contains a tag and attribute. Okay, each node contains a tag and an attribute. Let me show you how it looks like. Now see, suppose the second one and so on. Let us go for the last one. Control V. Okay, tag and attribute. Now let us see the attribute. What does this attributes? I'll say like node 1. Let me separate this node 2 and node n. Okay, always the attributes contains name of the attribute and value of the attribute. Attribute contains the name of the attribute and value of the attribute. Now let us say attribute has name equals to some value. This is an attribute, okay? Whereas it will be having a tag. Okay, so this way the each node will be available in XML format. I mean to say in selector. Now let us learn in detail about these nodes and all. First node always represent the outer container, the parent container. First node always represents the parent, means outer container. Okay. Before we talk about these containers, let me tell you something. When we take any website, say for example, let me take an application. So I'll be just demonstrating a website here. So I have a website. Okay, Control Z. Let me take a website. Okay, this might be my website where I have some welcome to UiPath Bots. Okay, this is my main page. Okay, inside this I have two parts where I have some items here, say something here and then something here and all. Let me this is just for demonstrating a website. Okay, so I'm going to have a image here, and then I'll be using some registration parts. First name, okay, and then give your last name, and then your location. Okay, now so this is my page. Okay, so here this is my registration page. Let me give it a color. Let me give a color to this part, say for example yellow. Okay, let me use some color in this. There it is, having something called gray. Let me use it. Now let me give one more, which is registration. Okay, let me minimize this. It's taking some time. Come on, baby. Right. Let me make this into black. Right. So this is my registration. Okay, now let us come back to our selectors. So before we talk about the containers, I would like to tell you how the website is built. Website, say for example, I would like to read, or I would like to take this last name field, this particular one as my wait, let me use this. Okay, if I would like to take this part, this last name field as my target, if you see here, there is an outer box, this part which says the welcome to UiPath. This is the main one, and then inside that there are two subparts. Okay, this region is for registration, and this is for something else. And inside registration, register tab, we have first name, last name, and location. Now if I want to read something from this, if I want to identify this field, I have to come across these many, right? First, this is the outer container, this first part, and the second one, register, the sub part, and then for last name, it is tagged with the last name, a text area, an editable area. So this way there will be multiple containers until we reach our target element, right? So all these containers, say this outer container which is in blue, and the yellow one which is registration one, and the tagged one, that is last name, this ID maybe, all these will be captured in our selectors. So see here, the first node always represent the parent outer container, right? What is our outer container? This one, the blue one is our outer container. Okay. Next, the last one, last node, forget about the middle ones. Last node always represents the target. Okay. So I think you're clear with this. Last node will always represent our target, because last one is going to be this one, the field what we are going to read, or what we are going to select. This is our target element. So in an XML, in the selector, last node always represents the target, first node always represent our application, the main application, okay, parent one. Now, and the middle ones, say for example 2 or 3 nodes will be available, right? So all those will be part of the address. Say for example, from blue to till this white area, we have some n number of containers. Say suppose I have one more container in this, okay, which is in, say for example, which is in I'll say some green. Okay, so there are multiple containers. See, this is one container, blue one, green is one more, and the yellow one, right? So these many nodes will be captured into the XML selector. Okay, now you could see in the journey of reaching this target element, we are supposed to give the container details as address, right? The path, right? I hope you got this clear information. Now let us see an example how the XML looks like. Okay, I'll show you one example. Let us do something here using UiPath Studio. Just use a click, and I just want to indicate something on screen. Just see, I'm just going to use this click option here on the screen. Now let us go to the properties tab. This is the properties tab of this particular activity. Under properties tab, you could see the target. In target, you could see selector feature. Okay, just click on this ellipsis button. You could see this selector which we selected for our screen, whatever element we have selected. Now see here, the first tag, HTML tag, right click to add variables arguments in the selector. Only string and integer values are supported. So when if we want to edit this, we can use this selector editor. Now I just want to explain you to understand the selector, the structure of the selector. As I said, the selector has different nodes. So you can see here some nodes. Okay, this is one node and this is one node. So always the first node will be the outer container, right? So if you see here, it says chrome.exe because this one, whatever I have opened now, is in a Chrome browser. Okay, so the outer container of this particular thing is the Chrome one, which has some channel content, UiPath Studio, YouTube Studio. Then the last one, the last node will be your child, I mean to say the target. Okay, if you see here, ID checkbox container, ID x6, parent ID, row, container and tag div. So this particular last node represents your target and the first node represents your outer parent container. So this way the selector looks like and the meaning of this selector. We can edit this selector, the editing and all, how to make our selectors more reliable, more effective. We will learn in our next videos. I hope you got a clear understanding on the selectors, how it looks like and what does each node or attribute meaning. And one more thing I want to show, attribute, right? See here, these are the tags, the highlighted one, web, CTRL, HTML, all these are tags. Whereas this app equals to some value. App is nothing but an attribute. ID is nothing but the red ones or attributes. And the blue ones are the attribute values. So tag and attribute name and attribute values. Okay, this way the selector looks like. I hope you got a clear information on selector structure. Let us learn more about selectors in our coming videos. Thank you so much for your valuable support so far. Please do watch our videos and subscribe our channel. Meet you through our next videos soon. Thank you so much for your support. Till then, happy learning and happy automation. Bye bye.